My name is Denise Co-Genovese and I am Associate Editor at Unquote in London. I'm here at IPEM in Cannes with Elias Korosis of Hermes Capital. Elias, can I ask you, there are so many managers out there at the moment, and when you're looking to invest your money, do you veer towards the more diversified fund, or do you like to stay more specialized?
Thank you, Denise, for having me. I mean, we do both, as I understand. So the reality is there are a lot of great platform shops that are more generalist in nature. What I do more specifically tends to use more of the specialist funds. For example, funds focusing on growth equity, the technology side, the environmental innovation side. We see a lot of capability to partner with younger and smaller managers that are more specialist. Certainly some sectors like healthcare or other more esoteric sectors like financial services or energy would need a more specialist treatment. And most certainly on the technology side, we think being with a specialist, there's a lot of benefit to be had.
And what's your approach to first-time funds?
So we are very big fans of the first-time or emerging manager phenomenon, as we say, because we believe in sharp incentives. And we think that sharp incentives in private equity drive a lot of the performance. We want to be aligned with the GPs that bring us deals and that we invest in their funds. And we find that while you can have great skill in the bigger platforms, invariably the bigger the platform, the lesser the incentive for a particular individual. And that goes beyond the financial. I think also reputational. People take a lot more risk when they're launching their own shop. And being aligned with that, I think, is a great thing. So we do support a lot of the emerging managers, and we look forward to working with them.
Okay. And what's your attitude towards co-investment, and have you seen many developments over the last few years?
That's a good question. I mean, the co-investing is at the heart of what we do. So this is our crown jewel, if you will, across the franchise. And it has developed quite a bit over the years. So it's went from, I guess, 10 years ago, more of a fee reduction exercise for the LPs to being a true diversification and strategy implementation tool for a lot of the investors. And that's what enables us to really take control of our investment strategy. So you build the base with your GP, with your investments in various GPs, and you implement particular strategy on themes or sectors or geographies you're interested in through the co-investment tool. And we also find that the co-investing really helps you with the manager selection. So you get to know someone a lot better when you've done a deal with them. That's what we seek to do. So particularly emerging manager funds that we were talking about earlier, we think that the best way to get to know someone is actually work on a deal together, and then we really see the shop under the hood, operating under the hood, and then we can get comfortable or not backing a manager after that experience.
And lastly, can I ask you, as an investor in Europe, are you fearful of what lies ahead?
So we had the stormy clouds and the, I guess, outline of this morning's session. I think it's actually a good thing if you get a little bit of a change in the market sentiment from an investment perspective. I think it might make exits a little bit more tricky this year compared to the last couple of years that have been phenomenal years for exits and fundraising. But I think you do need a little bit of rain every once in a while. And from an investor perspective, doing new investments, a little bit more uncertainty can help quite a lot with the pricing, which has been the biggest issue we've had in deploying new capital in the last couple of years. So we are actually looking forward to it's a very interesting year to be an investor.
So in summary, Europe's still a good place to be in putting your money?
I think any part of the world ultimately is, you can find the segments and the time of the market to go in, so I don't want to generalize. Europe has some phenomenal sub-segments to focus on. We're very interested in sub-segments like fintech, education, healthcare, sustainability, where Europe has a global leadership, and I think those will continue to do better for the long term, not just whether this year will be a choppy year for markets or not. So we are big believers in the long term, and Europe has its role to play in the global markets in these themes and other themes.
Elias Korosis, thank you very much.
Thank you, Denise.